So we all know about the current events going on in the world right now. What I want to talk about here is okay. Well, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Black people have been treated a certain way for a long time, for many years. So I'm not, advocating that or anything. I'm not taking up for that. The removal of history is what I'm here to talk about. And some people may not like that. That might be an uncomfortable conversation for some of them to deal with. But what I really want to bring up here is this book right here. And I know this is like backwards for y'all or whatever because of the camera I'm using, I guess. I think this is backwards. I don't know. This is the new camera I'm using, so I apologize if it is backwards. But this is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I read this when I was about 20 or 21 years old. And this book is about firefighters who are paid to set books ablaze. They are paid to set books on fire. It's about censorship. And spoiler alert here, without giving it away too much. Let's just put it this way. There are people who carry on certain books by just being alive. They just speak the books, put it that way, if that makes any sense to you. I kind of relate that to the Druids in a way. If you don't know much about the Druids, you can look that up and read about that. A lot of pagan beliefs, because a lot of that stuff is not down on paper, A lot of people, they don't know much about it. The only thing they know about it is what they've seen through, I guess, a few writings, and so they kind of develop their own beliefs behind it or whatever, But this is a great book to read. And I haven't read this in years myself. I bought this at a used bookstore. I think it was in Lincolnton a couple years ago. And I want to dive into this pretty soon. I know I haven't posted much here lately. And it's because, there's a lot of political stuff going on in the climate today. A lot of people are just angry, And I finally just deleted any app I had that had to do with the news because it was beginning to make me angry with the world. And for a lot of different reasons. And a lot of different reasons that I'm sure that you all could bring an argument against me, or I could bring an argument against you. And I'm telling you, life is too short. We're not here to argue with each other, okay? I'm not about that, Some people love to argue, and some people are quite good at it, actually. They have constructive arguments, and some people resort to name calling. So I won't get into all that. We all have our beliefs, and that's okay. We all, at the end of the day, we're all humans. It's horrible what they did to George Floyd. We all disagree with that, and if we don't, then there's something wrong. I'm sure there are some conspiracy theorists out there like, oh no, well, he had drugs in his system, but that doesn't matter. Just the way they treated that guy. You know, there were 4 officers on him. And you see what has happened since that. And I just want to say, for once, I'm glad that the South had nothing to do with this shit this time. And, you know, we've seen it over here in Charlotte, people protesting and throwing rocks at the police officers and firecrackers or whatever, you know. But for once, you know, we didn't do it, you know. I know everyone looks down on the South. You know, it's no secret, you know. They think we're a bunch of uneducated hillbillies down here, and we all support the rebel flag or whatever, and it's a flag for slavery. And that's another conversation. I won't get into that right now. I guess it kind of depends on who you are about the rebel flag. I'll put it this way, I wouldn't put one on my truck, that's for sure. You know, if it's going to make other people feel uncomfortable, if I feel like someone's going to vandalize my property, yeah, I'm not going to, no, it's not even worth it, you know. For a lot of people, okay, the flag stands for slavery, of course. I didn't think I was going to go into this, but I know it was a battle flag. I'm still learning about it myself. Put it this way, I wouldn't be wearing it. You know, I just know how people feel about that flag. You know, and I understand a lot of people say it's Southern heritage. Okay, good. In fact, here's a story. I was in the grocery store the other day, where I work, in fact, and I saw one of my friends in there. I walked up to him and noticed that he was wearing a rebel flag bandana. You know, he has this really, really long beard as well, and I had to trim it up, by the way. I had to trim it up for to wear the face mask. It's mandatory now. Also, he had this key ring. He had this his keys in this long attachment, and it had a bunch of rebel flags on it. He's standing over there in the produce section. I was like, well, here's my buddy. You know, I got to walk up to him and say hello, you know. So I did just that, you know. And I'm standing there talking to him, catching up on everything with him, you know, from the last couple years since I've, you know, last seen him. It was a little awkward, I'll say that. Had a lot of people of color walking in at that time, and I'm just kind of looking around like, yep. You know, I still love my buddy, you know. I didn't stand there and say, you can't wear that. How dare you wear that flag as a bandana, as part of your Southern heritage. You know it is part of slavery. I didn't condemn him, okay? So, maybe that's racist to some people, but you know what? That's my old buddy, you know, and yeah, like I said, it made me feel uncomfortable, you know, but he's still my friend, okay? And I'm friends with a lot of people from different races, creeds, genders, whatever. I don't care, you know. I know who I am in my heart, okay? And I won't submit to your, you know, this is my opinion, and this opinion is right no matter what. I'll never, ever submit to that, okay? But I'll say this, I'm very open-minded about people, okay? And I've been very nice to people for a long time. And I believe You just need to go out there and educate yourself, you know, before you go attacking other people. And I know that there are a lot of younger people out there who are ready to attack anyone probably over 30, 35 years old about, well, this is how it's been for history for years and years. And, you know, hey, I wasn't the one who, you know, put my knee on George Floyd's neck, okay? I'm on your side, okay? I condemn that. I'm totally against that. 100%, okay? I will never, ever stand for police brutality, ever. Okay? Now we're just shifting off into something completely different here in history. In my opinion, okay? Because, hey, you know, freedom, there's a price with it, right? So I get to say what I want to say too. All right? And I'm just saying, you can blame people all you want to. You can blame white people all you want to, or police officers, whatever. You know, I think it's just a way of some groups taking out their frustrations on other groups. Okay, whatever. They think they're, I guess, revolutionaries or whatever. I don't know. And it's all televised. The revolution is now televised. You know, look at us. We want to be on TV. It's not like, you know, in the old days with the revolution, you just did what you did. And you didn't think you'd be part of history. You just did it. I probably get some criticism on that. And I hope I do, because I'm not here to really make friends. But anyway, video's been going for about 12 minutes now, and you know, I'm sure we could argue about a lot of stuff. It really just started out with this book right here, and I think you should read that. And then it just kind of went off and to another place. And I know a lot of you probably don't listen to all of this, but here it is anyway, okay? Whether you like it or not, it's the raw truth, okay? Ancient Pages and Candles, okay?